Haven't done a garden update in, I don't know, 3 weeks, something like that. Lots of progress. This is our parsley plant. We actually eat a lot of that. That thing was huge, like just a couple days ago, and then Jewel came here and we had to have parsley buttered noodles. So that's what's left of the parsley. The thyme plant is doing outstanding. The basil, this is actually a new basil plant. The other one's down in the fire pit because I don't know what happened. I think we thought it was not supposed to get a lot of water, and then it turned out it was, and it just dried up and died, so we got a new one. The oregano is ridiculous. What else can you say about that? That's the most oregano I've ever seen in my life. We're going to try to dehydrate a lot of that and keep it. We got some new flowers. They're pretty. I'm not sure what they're, the impatiens or something like that. Dina got a dill plant. She loves to have some dill on hand. What else we got going on? the black diamond watermelon. This thing is exceeded my expectations already. It's actually growing through the fence. I thought it would climb it a little bit, but so far it's just growing through it. I don't care. It can grow wherever the hell it wants as long as I get a couple watermelons out of it. Man, I think I paid like $1.99 for this plant. It's got flowers on it. It's gotten huge. So pretty happy with that thus far. This is our pumpkin patch. Built this for Isabella. Hopefully this will turn out good and she'll be able to carve a pumpkin out of this. This whole plant wasn't, when I bought it, this whole plant was about the size of this leaf, and it's doing good too. We're having real good luck this year. Our San Marzano tomatoes are all, oh shoot, those are like over 3 foot tall now and all have flowers all over them. There's going to be a bunch of tomatoes in here. We're going to have to make sure we got enough jars on hand and do a lot of canning with this and save these, because these are precious. That's the best stuff we grow, without a doubt. This guy here is the Carolina Reaper, the world's hottest pepper. Still not sure why I'm growing that or what I'm going to do with it, but it's fun. It's doing well, and it's got flowers and there's little fruits going to be happening on there. This is a ghost pepper plant, and this one it's doing good, but it just seems to be in the downhill side of things, so all the water from all the rain we had collects into like a puddle right here. Thinking about drilling a hole in this to drain it, but it's got flowers all over it, so it is what it is. Get out of here, Japanese beetle. Get off my damn habanero. This is the habanero I grew with seeds from habaneros that we had last year. It's too small, but it's got flowers. I mean, it's got like 100 flowers on it. I don't know how this is gonna work, but this plant is so small. I mean, you can see by the size of my hand. It's not, I don't know how it's gonna support 100 peppers, but we'll see. Pepper Pig. This is Isabella planted this from a seed that I saved last year, and she planted this in January. And apparently starting it indoors stunts its growth a little bit because I don't know what I'm doing. But I can see there's actual like little pepper pods that are pepper pods on Pepper Pig that are it's gonna produce fruit, and that's all. If I could just get one pepper off of this plant, it'll all be worth it. I'll be so happy. But this thing was like the size of a solo cup when I put it out here, and now it's like turning into a canopy and growing. It's pretty exciting. It's doing good. Let's see, what am I missing here? I gotta go see the other super hot peppers. This is the best ghost pepper plant so far. It's got flowers and little pods coming up all over it, but there are actual peppers on this one now. There's another one right there. That one, there's probably one or two that I'm missing, but there's actual peppers on that plant. This is the Trinidad Moruga Scorpion. This plant's like really getting huge. Having them, it's amazing the difference from having them in a like really big pot. It just, they thrive. And this, oh man, I'd venture to say there's at least 100 peppers. They come in like bunches of like 4, 5, or 6. And yeah, this thing's gonna be loaded with them, probably within the month. They're kind of slower this year. I think I'm going to be harvesting in August rather than July. I don't know, weather's been a little wacky, but it's wacky every year, so what are you going to do? Here's our pickling cucumbers. Dina says there's a little cucumber on here somewhere. I haven't seen it yet, but there's flowers all over it, and the thing's getting ridiculously huge. It's even like it's already grabbed a hold of our air conditioner, and I've had to show it who was boss and get that the hell off of there. Here's our, I don't know what to call this. It's like our bastard tomato plant. Never planted it. It just came from a rotten tomato from last fall, got soaked into the ground. It's growing in our yard. But I think I'm going to transplant it over here once I get rid of all these. I'm going to have to harvest these onions probably end of July, early August, and then I'll move that tomato plant over here. As you can see, these things, they're already, you know, bulbing up out of the soil. Wonder what the hell all this other stuff is growing around them. Probably just weeds, but man, they look like melon plants or something. Speaking of melon plants, John Cougar melon plant. This is our cantaloupe plant that we also planted from a seed, and I didn't even do anything. All I did was come out here, stuck seed in this dirt on the side of the house, and it turned into this. And there's got to be 40 flowers on this thing, which, you know, is going to equal a lot of cantaloupe, hopefully. Yeah, but I really can't wait to try some of that. The onions seem to be doing good. I don't know that they'll all be usable, but yeah, Dina wants to make some onion rings, and I want to use them to make hot sauce, so we got them. These are 2 more San Marzano plants that put in this new tartar planter that I got at the local hardware store. And these guys, I don't know if you can see those or not. We got a couple actual tomatoes here, not just flowers. I mean, there's flowers all throughout it, but yeah, there's a couple tomatoes started. And this one, boy, this guy might need pruned a little bit. This thing's going all over the place. Look, if you look in there, there's a couple more maters. We love our maters. All these plants smell so good. But this planter, this tartar, I got the guy who owns the hardware store to special order that. So I wanted to try it out, and now that I look at it, I was like, I wish I would have bought like 3 of these things. So I've already told him that I want at least 1, if not 2 more for next season. But that's a good buy right there. That raised bed planter, it looks like a feeding trough, which is exactly what it is as far as farm equipment goes. But this particular model, there's no bottom to it. So the whole thing is basically a raised bed planter with really good drainage. Works really well. I mean, these tomato plants are ridiculous. They're growing so well in here. Real happy about that. The onions look like a mess because I trimmed them up, and they were getting so top heavy with all the, I don't know, what do you call those, leaves? I don't know. But they were getting so top heavy. I cut them like yesterday, and look, there's already like couple inches of growth out of some of them. You can't like hurt those things. So it's a beautiful day in Thornville, and I guess thus concludes the tour of the garden.